Let's go, murder. I'm
Hey,
here.
Antonio
Come.
Brown. Welcome
How
to
you
Angels
doing?
and Demons podcast.
Hey, thanks for having
Good
me,
to see
brother.
you, brother.
Anytime. I love you, murder.
You have no idea how much love and respect I
I love
have
you.
for you. You are a man I look up to so much, and I
Hey,
just thank you for being you
thank
because
you,
you're
bro.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me
Uh,
on the podcast,
our
man. Finally
mission,
making it happen.
But I'll make sure I get your stuff.
absolutely. Our mission statement is you are not alone, and you have previously said mental health is mental wealth. Is that right?
Yeah, man. You only as good as your mind, man. Your mind run your body. So if your mind right, your body right, and that's where it starts at, up top. So mental health is a major key. I know everybody talks about it, but it's a major important in life. To keep it a good mentality. Having a strong mentality and being able to keep your mental well-being on point. That way you could get to life, with the positive aspirations.
I struggle a little bit, Antonio, with that myself. What wisdom can you give me? Because everyone has that light moment, everyone has that dark moment in life. With me and other people that are struggling, what advice would you give to us?
I would say talk to a therapist, consult with people about your actions or how you feel. Uh, Address the thing that could be making you feel a certain way. We all go through phases of life, and it's the ups, the downs. We are human. So we made of three phases: physical, mental, and emotional. So just be intact of what you're feeling. Uh, Acknowledge the symptoms if you got symptoms, and consult with a therapist. It's always good to consult with somebody who don't got no contract or no relationship advantage on you to make you feel a certain way. Just somebody with a mutual perspective that you could communicate with that could help you address your issues. For me, I talk to a therapist um, and being able to get that solo
Me too.
time to yourself, to be able to pray, to exercise and to do stuff that make you feel good, physically, mental, or emotionally.
Me
Yeah.
too. I do the same thing, and I thank you so much for giving that because I lack in understanding it myself, and I always reach out for people that are older and wiser than me that can help contribute. Antonio Brown, I followed you since I was a little kid. You are the greatest wide receiver of all time, in my opinion. And you played with some great quarterbacks,
For
but
sure.
you played with the GOAT. What was that like?
I mean, I had an opportunity to play with some great quarterbacks. Obviously, the GOAT is Tom Brady. Uh, it's always amazing when you be around someone who's a perfectionist, who want to win, or who attention to detail, or who leadership is impeccable, who makes sure he makes sure that everyone's around him know the perspective and the goal of what you plan to do when being on a team setting. So it's always good to play with guys like that, to be around winners and to be able to win. That's what's important, especially when you play a football game or a sport. Winning is our business. They grade you based upon winning. So, I've been real grateful to play with Ben Roethlisberger, some amazing, talented beings, and Tom Brady. And I've been blessed to reap the benefits on the other side of what come with playing wide receiver for great quarterbacks like those guys.
It must have been special to play with all of them, and I mean downgrade any of those quarterbacks. They're all absolutely amazing and played a special part in your life. October 2017, you were thrown a 51-yard pass by Big Ben, which you caught off your helmet. Talk to me. How did you do that?
Oh man, that was a big moment, exciting moment. Uh, Playoff situation. Ben made a great throw to the outside shoulder. I mean, I was grateful to make that play. That was a big play for our team in that moment with the game on the line. So that
And look at
was
you
one
in
of
the
those moments.
picture. Look at you got 55,000 people standing to their feet with terrible towels whipping them for
Yeah,
you.
that's a big moment, man. That's
That's
what life's about.
amazing. What did that feel like? Give me that feeling. What did that feel like?
Feel unstoppable, man. Anytime you in a football setting in a stadium, 70 to 80,000 people screaming, and you got a job to do, and you get a chance to do it. I mean, I feel like the crowd erupt, the energy erupt. I mean, one of the best feelings in the world, you know what I mean? To be in that moment of excitement, of adrenaline, and to be coming through for your team, you know, that's a wonderful feeling.
How did you know you caught that? Did you look at the screen? Did you like, how did you, what was the first reaction when you caught that helmet
Mhm.
catch? You remember
There-
that?
there-
Like, how
Of
did you
course.
remember that?
I mean, that was a big moment in my career, you know, being a young player trying to earn a stripe for itself. I was a rookie. In that scenario, I remember the offensive coordinator, Randy Fiegner, said, yo, put Antonio at the Z. So they put me in the right spot and called the right play on 3rd and 15. Ben Roethlisberger gave me a shot, threw it perfect to my outside shoulder. I just knew I had to hang on to it no matter how I had to catch it. It was by my helmet, a shoulder pad. I just know I had to come through for the team. And I remember securing the catch on the helmet and making a big play on 3rd and 19 for us to secure the first down and be able to kick the field goal or score a touchdown to win the game against the Ravens.
I'm going to go one step further, say that was more than a big play. That could have been one of the greatest catches in NFL history. And so to me, I keep watching that over and over and I'm like, how did he do that? So that's so cool to see how you felt and how that all went in experience, because 55,000 people rose to their feet when you caught that. And that was an iconic moment in sports history. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I mean, that's legendary. You know, that's what part of being a great football player is about. You know, moments that you could live for and live through, and moments you could remember. You know, those are game changing plays that people remember. Fans, obviously your team. Anytime you make a play that will the team in a perspective to win, you know, that's what being a player is about, man. When you dream about those moments and those moments come into fruition. So for me, man, that was one of the greatest plays I made in my career, and something I could look back and feel excited about.
Oh, I collect all your cards. As you can see, I got portraits of you. I mean, you were definitely a big influencer in my life. And
Thanks.
it's just amazing what you have done to change this world in such a positive way. I look up to you in so many ways. Um, you know, uh, what's more challenging, mastering a route against double coverage or Dancing with the Stars?
I think Dance with the Stars is a little more harder. Anytime you get a hot dancer, you gotta learn dances, and you gotta learn them within like a week. So for me, you know, being running routes is pretty easy. You know,
How
I've
do
been
you
doing it
learn how to
since I.
dance like that?
You know, that was really intense. You know, having a good partner always a help, but trying to learn new things and put them in your brain, it was a challenge.
I've never heard of an NFL star excelling at dance. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you not only made such an impact in the NFL, but you also you've done everything from music to fashion to all that. What are you most passionate about now? Is it music, fashion, sports? What motivates you the most right now?
Right now, what motivates me is really just being a good dad. You know, being there for the kids and being a good representation in the midst of everything that's going on. But obviously, I recorded some nice music. I'm probably gonna release some music actually coming up soon. So for me, the most important thing is, you know, just being present, being hands on with the family, and getting a chance to be there for the kids. You know, my son's about to be 18 next week. He's a senior. My daughter's a senior. She'll be 18 in March.
18?
Yeah, so
Wow.
just trying to help the kids
You have 4 kids.
transition. Now I got 7 kids. Yeah.
7 kids. I had
Yeah.
my first son 2 weeks ago, and so I
Yeah.
know what it means to be a father. There's something
Yeah.
very special about it. What is the most meaningful part of being a dad and a father to you?
I feel like it's never ending. You know what I mean? It's a long journey. So the most meaningful things is, you know, enjoying the time because, you know, you don't know how much time you got and time go by fast. You know, before you know it, they're 18. Before you know it, they're going off to college. Before you know it, they're going to high school. So just seeing the process of them evolving and enjoying the time.
So you're telling me to hang on.
Yeah, for
I've
sure.
got a 3-week-year-old son. You're telling me hang on.
Enjoy the moment, champ.
Yes. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned is enjoy every moment because you don't really know when your last is. And so it's very
Exactly.
important that we focus on the moment. And I really appreciate you bringing that. This podcast I started cuz I've been through a lot of difficult moments in life, and we call it angels and demons because you have these most bright moments in life, but you also have these difficult moments in life. And to hold something of purpose, to me, I found family, coming from a large Italian family, that means everything to me. And so that's so powerful. And I see you love your kids so much, and you set such a high example of that. And it's just beautiful to see that. When people hear Antonio Brown the rapper or Antonio Brown the CEO, some still don't take that seriously. Why? Do you think they want you back on the football field?
Sadly, it's just like when you're a football player, people love you for what you do. They want you to do just that thing. But in life, you got to involve. Life goes on. You can't do nothing forever. So hopefully, I build a lot of great fans in the moment while I'm playing. So I feel like people only remember what they most known you for. And I've been known to play football. It was a big impact in my life. My dad was a football player. So for me, being playing football was everything. But you ain't got unlimited health. You can't play forever, and you got to be able to develop some more things. You get one life. So to me, it's about doing what makes me the most happy, and doing what I love to inspire other people.
That's beautiful. I mean, that is incredible that you have that appreciation for not only the sport but for your family. You set such a high example for all our listeners. We have like 40,000 subscribers, and
Nice.
Antonio Brown, you're an amazing person. Thank you. I mean, you really influenced me, and I love you, brother. I haven't even been in the same room with you, but I love you because
Respect,
you're
bro.
so down to earth. You're so real. I hate
Respect.
I hate phoniness and just fakeness. You meet people nowadays, you don't even know if you're meeting them, and I feel like you're you. You're you. You're just your authentic self, and you're incapable of being that.
Yes, that's what life's about, man. Being true to yourself, knowing yourself, being true to yourself, and growing within yourself. Every year, every opportunity, every day. It's a better opportunity to grow and be a better self. So here I am.
That's amazing. You've changed the game in more ways than one, Antonio Brown, but legacy goes deeper sometimes than stats. How do you want to be remembered when this is all said and done?
I just want to be remembered as a guy who never gave up. That always persevered, that overcame the odds, always defeated the odds, and always did it with amazing attitude and and inspirational. No matter what you go through in life, I want to be the same guy, and I want to get better from it. No matter what you face or what you go through, I think it's just a testament to show true character. So for me, I want my legacy to be a guy who came from nothing, made a lot of something, and a guy who been through a lot and overcame a lot. And I think that showed the true purpose of character and the true heart of a resilient man who, showed the true colors through everything he been through, the good, the bad. It's like two wolves. It's the light wolf and the dark wolf. So it's whichever one you feed the most and how can you find balance in the middle. So for me, I've been through the light, I've been through the dark, and it's just about growing from each opportunity, growing from everything, and continue to pursue to be your best self no matter the circumstance.
Wow. Thank you for that. That is so true. I mean, I've been through some very difficult situations. I spent 6 years up in Detroit, Michigan, and taking the bus and going to school and grinding to get somewhere. I understand that feeling. And sometimes you feel defeated. Like I felt like I almost like giving up, like life was so hard. And I felt like I couldn't win. But I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you started your football at Central Michigan in Michigan. Is that right?
Exactly. Exactly right.
So I spent 6 years in Michigan, and what was it like in your time in Michigan?
I mean, it's an amazing time, me coming from Miami, Florida, having the opportunity to play college ball, Division 1, having the opportunity to make a betterment in my life. So to me, Mount Pleasant, Michigan was an amazing step for me as a teenager, 18, 19 years old, uh, coming to better his life, coming to get a better education, coming to play sports at a Division 1 level. So for me, it was a great opportunity and a great experience, to develop, to mature, uh, to the becoming a man. That was just a part of the process of a phase of coming through Central Michigan as a college student, college athlete, and being able to succeed there to be able to go to the next level.
Oh, you succeeded there. You broke every record there was. You did more than succeed. Everything you touched, it seems like it turned to gold, when you were on the football field. Because there is nobody like Antonio Brown. You're the best route runner of all time. And anyone can come and challenge it on this podcast, but they won't win. They won't win.
Thank
If you if you feel like like my whole purpose in this is to make others feel like there's hope when there's no hope.
Yeah.
If there's a question that any podcast you've been on, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, whatever it might be, what question did you feel like me or somebody else just missed? Where you felt like you're sitting there and I'm sitting here and I just missed something? What is that one question you've always wanted to be asked that nobody asked you?
I mean, I really don't think of questions that much. I really like answers, but I feel like, man, I feel like everyone got a different perspective of what they're trying to reenact or get out of conversation, so people can learn and grow. But for me, I feel like a true man is revealed when he go through adversity. You learn the true character of someone when they go through differences or they face tough times, because then you find the true and who they are. So for me, I'll ask, how you handle adversity. And then, I think that's always a good question, because we all going through some type of adversity, whether you got a lot of bills, whether your health, or just in life, or you dealing with stress. So for me, you got to be able to grow from adversity, handle adversity. And I think adversity show the true character of man, because when people go through stuff, you see, their true character.
That's so true. Angels and Demons podcast is centered, Antonio Brown, around giving back and helping others. I loved how you went back to your community in Liberty Pines, Miami, to give
Liberty
back
City.
to kids in need. You, how does pouring into the community make you feel? You went back to Liberty Pines, Miami, and you gave and you gave and you gave to kids. What in your heart makes you want to give back so much to the community?
I feel like in life, that's our purpose, inspiring others. The highest form of a human is to inspire other humans. And coming from Liberty City is not like it's a Section 8 environment. You know what I mean? It's not like the best environment. So me coming up from there to giving kids hope, that's what life's about. Being able to inspire others, by what you do, how you get through things, how you handle yourself. So not only just giving kids hope, but giving them the opportunity to look forward to something to do. I know everybody's not going to be a football player or maybe play football, but they could be excited about your story or where you came from, to know that, anything is possible. If you want to be something, it's rules and requirements to go after it, and you can accomplish it. So anytime I could give back to Liberty City, if it's material or is it hope or is just inspiration, encouragement, that's what life's about, inspiring others.
That's incredible. You're an incredible human being, Antonio Brown. When you were giving back to Liberty Pines, what was the most emotional or impactful experience that you took away when you did something for a kid?
I mean, just seeing the gratefulness on the kid. You never know a kid's situation or their mentality, or what life it meaning to them, or how they feeling in life, or what they got to get through or what they got to go through. So just to see that a kid could come and be attentive and have a joy on his face in the moment, to seeing the excitement of kids. You know, that's what life's about, giving them that experience to make sure they're encouraged and giving them that excitement to make sure they're excited. So anytime I'm experiencing the joy of someone kid from Liberty City, it's always a blessing to just, you know, to feel good and feel purposeful, seeing that giving back the joy of the evolution of motivation to the next generation.
Antonio Brown, that is who you are. That is your identity. Is you give, you give, you give, and it's just you're very it moves me emotionally because I want to be more like you in that way. Where I'm trying through this podcast to give people hope, but you on so many levels have inspired young kids to when there seems to be such dark moments, there is still a light, and if you head towards and focus on that light, anything is possible. Do you believe that?
Exactly. And I feel like the roses and the flowers come from the ground. You know what I mean? So I feel like you gotta go through something to get through something, man. True purpose and true character was revealed when you test it. You know what I mean? So it's never easy. You know, life's not easy. And I feel like we grow through everything we go through. You either could get better or worse. So whatever you face, just face it with a positive mentality and try to get better from negative situation or positive situation. That's why we're here on Angels and Demons podcast, because it's not just about the light, it's about the dark and growing from every situation.
You know, I've been criticized so much for naming this podcast Angels and Demons. So much where I feel like almost crucified because I named it that. But is there anything encouragement that you have to offer of why you feel like the name of that podcast resonates, or do you dislike it? Like, why am I getting so much criticism about it?
I love it. You know, I feel like people wouldn't understand it because it's vogue, angels and demons. But life is about the light and the dark. Some people live in the light where everything they focus on is good, good, good. Some people live in the dark where they see things as negative. I feel like we want to have balance and be right in the middle. Because I feel like if you're living in the dark, you appreciate the light. And if you're living in the light, you know, you got to get through the dark. So both phases of life, you know, you got angels and demons. And you got to be able to learn from each one and be in the middle and resonate with both because life's about the good and the bad.
You've really made my day a better day, and you've made me feel a lot better
Mhm.
about myself. Thank you, because I can't. That's how my mind works. Is how you just said that. You're not just an athlete. You're just not. You've done music, fashion, business, but at this moment, what drives you these days the most? You said your family, but is as career wise, like what is your most passion? And when you wake up, what do you look for that you find like for me, it's getting subscribers to understand that they're not alone through their most difficult moments in life. And when you wake up, are you trying to get back into football, or do you want to be an entrepreneur in some business, or what leads you and drives you when you wake up?
What leads me and drives me when I wake up is, you know, living, you know, thanking God for life. You know, thanking God we got life, I got health, I got beautiful things to look for. But, you know, I feel like the purpose of life is to serve God, you know, and you know, serve God. You know, I feel like outside of that, you know, the world's gonna always encourage you. You gotta work. You gotta do this. But the main thing about life is to serve God. So the whole purpose of living is to serve God. So to me, you know, just being right with God, you know, living, serving Him. Obviously, He provides us life, health, and I feel like if you got life and health, you're rich because you got opportunity. So for me, waking up and serving God, and you know, staying positive, staying encouraged, and being able to be that leader for the family, that's kind of really my motivation and my most passion in waking up these days.
And Tony Brown, I can't thank you enough for coming on Angels and Demons podcast. I mean, you have put a light on this show that nobody has. And it motivates me to wake up every day and keep fighting and keep doing what you just said, helping other people. Liberty Pines, you're helping kids. You're using the daily life that you have to give to the community the best you can. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for just doing what you always do. You just give. You just bless. That's who you are. Look at the smile on your face.
That's great.
Your kids, you have a family, you're a beautiful human being. And I cannot thank you enough. For our listeners, if you had to say one last thing to our subscribers that are just going through hell, like everyone makes life seem like it's all good, but I'll tell you what, it's difficult. What is the one last thing you would leave for them when they're people that are going through such difficult moments in life?
If you're a subscriber or you're a viewer, any supporter out there who watched the Angels and Demons podcast, I would tell you, life is made through ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Be sure to thank God when it's hard. Be sure to thank God when it's good, and count it all joy. You know, all things is blessed things to make you a better person. So thank God when it's good. Thank God when it's bad. Continue to be motivated and inspired to be your best self, and continue to look at yourself in the light and the dark, and try to find some middle common ground to be a better person.
Amen. And until next time, Antonio Brown, the best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you.
And that smile of yours, you keep smiling because I'm telling you, that smile is beautiful. That's a beautiful
Thanks for having
smile.
me,
God
bro. Thanks
bless
for
you and
having
thank
me.
you for
God
your
bless
time.
you.
Until next
Thank you.
time.